Hello, can you hear me? I'm checking the sound. Okay, it seems good. So let's start the game. So 10 minutes. Today I will play Shikembisha. The Phosphor Rook. Hello. So it's likely that the opponent is playing Migishken. So there are several countermeasures against this, but I will just play naturally. So the castle, there are several options. I don't know. Recently, Elmo is a popular shape. So gonna yes, it's likely to be Elmo. The gold will come to 3-1. And the idea is to jump the knight and from here or there were options from here or from the edge. There were two options, but so the usual attack is jumping the knight to 2-5. I haven't seen this move before, but it could be a very violent line, and I already need to read very carefully. And now I need to read until the end, almost like like the checkmate until the checkmate position. I already need to read. I'm not very sure, but I think I have no other options. So I didn't know what to do against the silver to 5-5, and I thought I have a slight advantage here. He will drop the bishop somewhere in this diagonal, 2-2 or 4-4, and I just continue the attack. I think I'm slightly better, and I believe I'm winning, but yes, it will be a very violent endgame. Already, I should read until the end, and already the calculation starts. So if he drops a bishop somewhere in this diagonal, I think I can show you what I'm reading now. If he just takes the pawn with the knight or the pawn, it will just be a not a calm game, but not as violent as the bishop drop. Now the opponent is thinking, and he thought that it was a little dangerous to let me take the pawn there. And now this is almost equal. I want to bring the rook to 8-5, but if there's nothing strong from the opponent, I really want to do so. If he uses some pieces to defend, it will be a very big advantage for me. If he drops the silver, for example, to 8-4, it will be a very big advantage. So I think he would try to attack somehow from here, not just defending, because the rook promotion to a3 isn't really severe yet. So now he has a turn to attack, and it seems to be a connection error, but but I think he didn't find a good defense. No defense. A good attack, I mean. So the rook, I want to bring the promoted rook to 6-1 next. I can also take the lance, but if the rook was 6-2, it was impossible to attack the gold. If the gold was in 6-2, it was impossible to attack that way, but now it's one square far from the king, so I can attack the gold by promoting the rook to 6-1. So this way. It's a little difficult to defend this gold without using the silver, but silver to 7-1 is too passive, so yes, now the defense is very weak for the opponent, so I think I have a clear advantage. My castle is strong. Now I have many options. It's already clear that I'm better, but I'm thinking how to win easily from here. Just taking the lance seems enough, but I'm thinking if there's better move. But yes, the goal will come here if I take the lance. So maybe. I wanted to play this if I had one more pawn, but still it works, I think. Taking the lance or... So when the gold comes straight for, I wanted to sacrifice the rook this way. And there are several options. Escaping the rook somewhere or dropping the bishop here once. Maybe it's better to do so. So I think the rook works better in the second rank. The silver isn't a good move. So now it's very close to the winning position. There should be several options. He should drop the gold to 3-3. Taking the lance with the horse is also an option, but... so yes, this is better. Yeah. Just promoting the knight to 4-2 seems enough. Mm, before promoting the lance once. I think this move is severe. If the gold escapes somewhere, then it will be much easier to corner the king. This is a thread mate, so there's no checkmate, so yeah, there's nothing. Okay. Hello. So it was Migi Shiken versus Shiken Bisha. Just a normal Elmo Migi Shiken. And I just waited with the gold here. This is because if he attacks this way, this is partly a Joseki. I will protect this way. So I don't know which one is really better in this position. It will continue like this way. I don't know, but I wanted to play this, so I just didn't go up the gold yet. And he went up the silver. If I go back or go up or go back, then this attack will be fast. This silver is also scary for the opponent, but not enough to break the S file. I have nothing in hand, so I just took and pushed a pawn. I was afraid of this move, and if I protect somehow the knight, then he will take the pawn, and there's no bishop to 5-5. So I should just continue this way. This is a very violent line until here. If he takes back with a silver, then I will drop the rook, which is a fork. So this position, if he does nothing, and for example try to attack this way, I can protect this way or just continue the attack by this silver. If he takes, I'll take with the token, and the king will be very dangerous. So in this position already, I thought that that line was better for me. So pawn to 1-4 isn't necessary, but the reason I didn't want to go up the gold here, I just waited. So it doesn't have any meaning, but just a waiting move. And from here, I think I was slightly better. If he had an attack here, it could be equal, but I think there's nothing in this position, and just this dragon is strong. So, but the gold went far from the king, and it became too much useless compared to this position. The gold went to 3-7, and it's completely useless. So now I'm clearly better. The castle is stronger, so I just need to play carefully. It seems a little dangerous in the end game, but I think there were nothing. Okay, so let's move on to the next game. So the opponent played the ranging rook. So in the double ranging rook game, as I said several times, I would never play Shikembisha. So I just played the third file rook here. The fourth file rook is the worst Huribisha in the double ranging rook game. So you should never play that. So and this is also a very bad strategy for the opponent. Some people try to do this, but this exchange always benefits my side. This is an easy game. So if you compare each other's shape, it's clear that the exchange of the pawn in the in this file, in the seventh file, only benefits my side. Now the edge is too dangerous. So already the edge is about to be broken. I can even sacrifice this bishop, just let him take this bishop. I think I can still get an advantage by letting him take this bishop. If I had better option, I would do so, but I think now it's the best option to just let him take the bishop. But I can retake with the knight. Yes, I will do so. Too dangerous. It's already over. Too many options, but some safe option and some violent option. So the position is clearly better, close to winning, and I think this is fast. The gold can't go back because the knight can jump to h5, so he protected with the rook, but I can take both. Taking this and dropping the silver here is also a good option. Dropping the silver in front of the rook could work as well. Just taking the gold and drop the rook to 9-1 or 9-2 is also an option. So too many good options. Maybe dropping the silver to 6-3 is severe, I thought. Silver in front of the knight. Ah, but this is close to Hishi. Almost Hishi. The knight in 5-4 is working well. Now this is Hishi. If the dragon comes to 9-2, I will drop the rook to 9-1. He should resign here. So this was a very easy game. Just the opening wasn't good. So closing the bishop's diagonal and playing third file rook is bad strategy. This is because my rook is much more active and I didn't close the bishop's diagonal, so it's just a double third file rook game, but I already have a big advantage. If I play with a player with similar strengths, I can even think that I'm already almost winning. The rook to h4 he needs to prepare, and if he protects with the silver, sometimes I don't know if it works here, but sometimes this move could even work. If he takes, I drop the pawn here and promote the rook. The king is closer to, so I don't know if it really works, but the opponent should worry about this. And some people do this, bringing the rook here to exchange, but this is a very bad idea. My castle is, my king is completely safe. There's no danger in my castle, but the pawn exchange here only benefits the attacking side. So as the actual game, there's a clear weakness without this pawn here, and I could attack the edge. So if we push the pawn here, just promoting the pawn is an option, and also taking with the knight is also an option. The bishop can always escape and the attack continues this way. The pawn promotion and taking the lance. So, but from here it was easy. So I didn't drop the silver because the bishop will be blocked. So I first sacrifice the bishop and from here just a easy attack. So let's move on to the next game. Today just 1 hour until 11 o'clock Japan time, so 30 more minutes, so maybe just 3 games or so. 6Q, but it seems 6 down. This is a strange move that I can already exchange the pawn, but I don't play so. I've never seen this kind of a play style. I wonder if he is really a strong player. I don't think so. No strong player play this way, and it doesn't make sense at all. So now, next I will exchange the bishop, and he prevented this. It's sure that he wants to play the kind of Itodani Ryu from here, and already bishop to 5-5 is playable, so I really wanted to do that, but I'll wait once. Still, bishop to 5-5 is possible, so I don't know at all why he is playing so in such a dangerous style. I have no idea why he's doing this. The rook here, maybe. I'll go up the silver next, so he should push the pawn. Always too dangerous. Maybe a little early to do this. But still, it seems good. Now I'm sure that he wasn't a strong player. It's a little disappointing. But still, so he wasn't a strong player for sure, but still, I need to be careful. Always with the same reason. I don't know if I'm really strong enough to win this position against the Kishin, but so it's a matter of when he will use the strong engine. There should be something.
7分
Not let him use the bishop. There's no reason to hurry too much. It's over here. I still need to be careful. I can't make a mistake on here. I think there's nothing until the end. I think. This is too severe, the rook here. I didn't see this attack. Seems like more dangerous than a few moves ago. The knight here or something else. A very difficult endgame. I don't know where I made a clear mistake, but now it's a very difficult endgame.
3分 2分30秒 2分
「
1分30秒
I made a mistake. A clear mistake. But I still won, I think.
1分
This is checkmate. I made several mistakes at the end game, but the rook here was clear. But maybe there were some losing positions. I don't know where I made a mistake. He's surely not a strong player until the middle game, but I didn't know where. I didn't realize he used the kitchen somewhere. This is too easy from here until here. Maybe I hurried too much. I've seen until this position, but it was a little difficult, dangerous idea to do that. Just fortifying the castle is enough, and yeah, this is clearly a winning game. Maybe I hurried too much. I read until here, and yes, and the pawn to 4-5 was also an option, and I wasn't sure what to do. The rook here was an option, but I read until the end, and it wasn't really clear. So maybe it was a little dangerous idea. Still, it's sure that I'm slightly better, but I was maybe a little too much afraid of the Kishin and tried to get a clearly winning position before he used that, but it was a bad idea. I just needed to play normally, patiently. So maybe just taking the gold or silver first, and maybe there were a mistake in the order, and I've never seen this nice sacrifice, and yeah, I didn't see this, so I should have taken with the king, although it seems a little dangerous. It was better than the actual game. So if I drop the pawn here, then yeah, there will be a fork. So I didn't see the knight here and sacrifice here, and Maybe this could be the Kishi moves. I've never seen this kind of attack, and I think it's not easy for the player to come up with this idea with this short time. I don't think I've never seen this kind of attack. But the horse here is a little weird. Still, this position is better for me, but I think I made a mistake. The knight drop here or something was better. But still, this is dangerous, this position, but I thought I'm winning in this position. So, if I take the knight, he will promote the lance and take the gold. So I protected the gold with the rook, and at the same time, on the next move, I drop the silver in front of the pawn, and he takes, and I take with the gold, and this is a checkmate. So he needs to protect somehow, and he went back to the king, and promoting the pawn to 6-3 was, I think, the clearest move. But I took the knight. I wasn't sure what to do if he dropped the rook here. Uh, I didn't see the checkmate yet. So it was very dangerous for me to take the knight, and I should have played differently. I don't know how, but maybe there's no checkmate here. So if there was a losing position, it was here, I think. So the opponent's last mistake was this. Maybe he tried to win by time, but my attack was enough fast, so I didn't need time. Okay. So let's move on to the next game. Maybe it's the last game today. I don't know why there are so many players who don't push the rook's pawn. So I knew he pushes his pawn, but I thought I can get an advantage, so I decided to let him push this pawn by jumping the knight here. But I'm not really sure if it's really a good move. Mm. So a few moves ago, I got a clear advantage, so I just played. Maybe it could be too aggressive, but I played aggressively, and now I'm a little regretting doing that. I'm coming up with several ideas, but everything is a little too forceful, so I don't know if it really works. Maybe the timing was a little early, and if I think this position is really difficult, I would just drop the bishop to a 6-6. So I didn't want to play this position, but so the silver to 4-4. I wanted him to play this move. Knight jump or rook here or pawn drop here. I wanted to play. If he dropped the bishop to 8-8, I was clearly bad. So now it's almost equal, I think. So the bishop's position isn't good for the opponent. So usually after this, the horse to 7-6 is strong, but sacrificing this bishop is enough fast. So maybe this could be a very difficult position already. He created a space to defend. But this knight jump is a good move. I don't think it's a very good move, but I didn't see any other option. I don't think it's a very good move. If it takes with the silver, it's a little. It's not so much severe. It doesn't seem so much severe. Yeah, it was a good position for me, but I didn't see a clear winning attack. Knight jump or just a pawn. Oh, I'm still better in this position. Hmm.
5分
I don't think there's checkmate already, but I don't find any severe attack. Just taking the pawn was also good. It was better, but still. Maybe I played too forcefully. Not a good idea staying the pawn here. Finally he pushed the pawn and I could already exchange the pawn here, so just to create an Anaguma, creating Mino and playing safely was clearly better, but yes, or just going up the bishop once here or jumping the knight, everything was good. I could already exchange the pawn here, so compared to the normal Ishida-ryu, it's better. So, but maybe it's a little too much to do this. I wanted to jump the knight, but I didn't have any idea against the bishop drop here. Even here, if he dropped the bishop to here, I think I was clearly bad and I didn't find anything in this position. So the idea was completely too much. Hmm. Now, usually the horse here is strong, but yes, this shape was weak as a castle. So, and the most important move I played in this game is here, the silver back. If I just took the knight instead, then he dropped the rook here, and now it's very difficult to defend. He'll sacrifice the horse next. If I go back here, he takes and drops the silver here, and it's almost over. I don't have any good defense. So I first went back to silver here. Now if he takes and drops the rook, if he drops here, I drop the silver here. And if he takes the lance, then I drop the bishop here like this. And if he drops the bishop to 8-9, for example, then I would drop the silver here or here and protect against the silver drop here. So the timing to going back to silver was the most important thing in this game. And now the attack from the side never works. It's too slow. So he tried to attack from the front. I don't think it was a good idea to attack the edge, but still, this position was better for me. And this pawn is important. If he takes, I wanted to drop the knight here, and this is a threat mate. Next, there's a gold drop here, and this is Ote. So, and there's almost no defense here. This is a threat mate. If the gold escapes, then I have one extra pawn to drop here, so already this position was almost over, I think. So the opening from the opponent wasn't good, but I also made a mistake very earlier. And then game, I think I made several good moves. Okay, so it's a little earlier than usual, but I'm a little tired this week, so I will end my live stream here. Uh, yeah, I try to reach 7 down slowly, step by step, with 10 minutes. Okay. So thank you for watching. Next week I will play static rook maybe, or certified rook maybe. Okay. So thank you. Bye bye.